Hi guys, Malik here with your Gamer Goggles, gamer-goggles.com, and today we are going to take a look at the Pathfinder Dark Archive. This book, this is a flip through, so hopefully I can keep this to 10 minutes. I've already filmed it once and it was 32 minutes long, and this is not a full review, so it's not going to be that long. $54.99 is the price point, 222 pages. This book features the Psychic and the Thaumaturge. And we're not going to go in depth on them. We're just going to kind of flip through. We're going to basically cover this page and discuss a couple of their key abilities. So, the Psychic has key abilities of Intelligence or Charisma. Hit points are 6 plus Constitution modifier. Trained in Perception, trained in Fortitude, trained in Reflex, expert in Will, trained in Occultism, trained in a number of additional skills equal to 3 plus your Intelligence modifier. Trained in all simple weapons and in unarmed attacks, untrained in all armor, trained in unarmored defense, and of course you gain the occult spell DC and spell attack roll. Now, Thaumaturges, Psychics have a couple of different things. Well, one, their spell casting is different, and we will go into that at a later date. They have Unleash Psyche, which is a really cool ability. Basically, at the start of your turn, if you cast a spell in the prior turn, you can, and you meet these requirements, you gain a whole bunch of bonuses. You're constantly surrounded by your visual manifestation of magic. When you cast spells, you do extra damage, and you can use the actions that have the Psyche trait, which I don't know how many of them are, but I saw a few of them, and some of them are tied to your spellcasting. You also have the Subconscious Mind and the Conscious Mind. Subconscious mind basically is things that allow you to reach into your thoughts, or it's the more supernatural side of your mind. We'll go with that. And it allows you to do different things like lore checks. The conscious mind is much more your things like your spellcasting, your third eye, and related to that. And that's where we'll leave that, because there's a lot to get into. Spellcasting, everything is basically a cantrip. My favorite picture in the book. The Psychic class has about 20 pages to it. And then we have the Thaumaturge, which we're going to dive into, because there really is a lot of information in this book. So, the Thaumaturge's key ability is Charisma. Hit points, 8 plus Constitution modifier. Expert in Perception, saving throws, expert in Fortitude, trained in Reflex. Expert in Will, trained in Arcana, Nature, Occultism, and Religion, which, when you see the direction of where this book is going, this guy is a powerhouse of a class for this. Trained in a number of additional skills equal to 3 plus his Intelligence modifier or her. Attacks, trained in simple weapons, martial weapons, and all unarmed attacks. Trained in light armor and a medium armor, trained in unarmored defense. Class DC of Thaumaturge class, of course. So the Thaumaturge basically has a item that they get to implement, and it's a symbol of importance to them. It's kind of like their badge, or it is basically the same thing that the holy symbol is to a cleric. Now, with that item, they can exploit invulnerability, which basically allows them to learn something about their enemy, or not learn something about their enemy's weaknesses, and apply it. So they are okay. And then they gain implements. Implements are sources that they have access, sources. Sorry, I just looked up and I saw that. There are 9 implements: the amulet, the bell, the chalice, lantern, a mirror, a tome, a wand. I think that was all of them. Basically what they allow you to do, well, they grow with you. So as you level up, you get to unlock the benefits, and they all have the same basic benefits. I don't know if they're all at the same level, but you have an initiate benefit, you have an adept benefit, you have an intensify vulnerability, a paragon benefit. Initiate, Adept, Intensify, Paragon. Yes, they appear all to be the same, and at each level, they basically do the same thing. So Intensify Vulnerability allows you to gain a +2 status bonus to AC and saves against the target of exploit and vulnerability. Whole list of feats. A lot of the Thaumaturge revolves around that particular item that you chose as your implement. And then we can move into the archetypes. So the psychic archetype is both of them are second level. Both have a requirement of 14 in charisma. The psychic offers you can use intelligence instead. Both of them basically make you. They give you that, just like any other dedication. They give you the basics of the class. So with the psychic, you gain the ability to cast psychic spells, occult spells with their DCs, and their cantrips to amp them all up. It goes into a lot of that. The Thaumaturge basically gives you one of the 4 lore spells or lore skills as your choice. If you already have it, obviously you get that, and you get the glimpse of vulnerability action. Both of them are like any other dedication. You have to have 2 of the feats before you can take another dedication. So, campaign background for GMs only. Stolen case files, last mysteries of a lone archivist. I am not really good at not spoiling adventures, so we're not going to delve into it. But I will go into it a little bit. They talk about there's aftermath feats. So there's feats. You made a bargain with the devil. Devil's Eye. You made a bargain with the devil on one illegal case or other similar duel with a devil. This is a rather long feat. So up here, what you gain is the reaction, objection, frequency, once per minute, trigger. You're about to attempt a saving throw against a linguistic effect. Your devil's eye crackles with your infernal glee as you discover a loophole in the wording or triggering effect. You roll your saving throw dice twice, taking the higher result. If you're in a game world where they're doing a lot of stuff like that, that is really good. Now, the next thing that is in here is cryptids. And cryptids are basically a type of familiar. And there's a few different types of cryptids. There's experimental cryptids, mutant cryptids, primeval cryptids, rumored cryptids, and there's rules for how to make these. And then there's cryptid gears. Wait a minute. I think I did something wrong here. Yeah. So the exact description of a cryptid is they resemble familiar creatures common to the world, but are always just a bit off. The following are sets of adjustments that you can make to ordinary creatures suited to be cryptids. So I guess treating them like familiars is the way to go. There's different cryptid gear, and then we have cryptid class feats. And then there's another adventure, the Beast of Birchfrost, which is about a cryptid, obviously. And then secret societies, talks about how to do secret societies, and sorry about that, I just banged my table. Different ways to move through them. There's occult skill feats that are tied to paranormal practices. The layout of the book, it's broken down like in these sections where you're going to see these different feats and things. Here's a basic secret society member, the abilities and things they can portray, different secret society gear, like a cup with a false bottom, things of that nature. Secret society membership services, what being a part of a secret society gets you, an adventure. And we're going to skip through the adventure because there's a lot of them. And then this is the deviant rules on deviance and other anomalous powers. So the power of spontaneous ignition, and this is where you would get into that. I've never played a deviant. I've never done anything with them, so this is a little bit new to me. There's a whole bunch of different feats for the deviants in the book. And then after the deviants, we move into another adventure. There's a lot of adventures in this book, which is really kind of neat. And then we have mirrors and imposters. This whole section revolves around the, I'm going to go with the occult of mirrors and reflections, what lies in them and beyond them. So you're going to see some of the neater things. Here's a versatile heritage called the reflection. The different feats for those involved in it. And then you have hazards or traps based around reflection and things of that nature. Here, let's look at one of these. Shuffling Hall, -1. 4 pressure plates along the mirrored hall rotate vertically when stepped on, sending a creature on the pressure plate tipping into an adjacent featureless room while simultaneously replacing the pressure plate and walls in the hall. Each pressure plate dumps creatures into a different room. -1. Simple trap hazard. There's a whole bunch of them. Now there's an alter ego archetype. Which actually I have somebody who's using this. This is actually a lot of fun. He assumed the role of a local crime boss, and he is attempting. Man, I gotta check something. He's attempting to take over the crime syndicate in the city. So it's really kind of cool. I'm gonna have to stop here for a second. My hard drive says it's going to be full on the camera, but it can't be. So this is where alter ego came from, and then there's another adventure, and then the next major one after the adventure is cults. Everything you need to know about cults. The first one it talks about is the Red Mantis Assassins, which I didn't actually realize was a cult, but I guess it is. And then so they talk about the living vessel archetype for cults and being a living vessel for what they believe in, the different feats that they have, which is kind of neat. And then there's a new spell domain, the apocryphal. Yeah, I guess that's right. Domain spell. Yep. And then they have some cult rituals. Another great piece of art. An adventure to help you describe and understand that. And then after that, you move into the chain of consequences to bind the soul, which is curses, pacts, and ill-thought bargains. You have a whole chapter on pacts with rare witch patrons. You have cursed items. Which can be a lot of fun. Tempting curses, ways to curse. So we have Thief's Burden. We're going to zoom in for this one. Thief's Burden. So the ward placed on valuables aims to bog down thieves and prevent them from fleeing. DC 15 Fortitude effect. Curse causes stolen items to weigh you down. While the curse is in effect, you treat any stolen items you carry as one bulk heavier. This increases the this increases in bulk, or the increase in bulk remains in effect until the curse is lifted or the item is returned to its owner. You can't tell me that's not fun. I'm gonna be so rotten. And then there's bargain contracts, which is basically, well, it doesn't have to be a demon or a devil, but in my world it would be. And these are contracts that would allow you to do it. And then we have a Pact Binder archetype. Basically, depending on your game world, this could be something that gives you a lot of flavor, or it make a great NPC. Here is a Curse of the Maelstrom archetype. There are several, another adventure. And then we have the Twists in the Endless River, which is basically time magic. Something that I don't really delve into a lot in my games, but I'm glad that they put a list of temporal spells in this book because of the nature of the book and time and it being the Dark Archive. We have a Chronos Skimmer archetype. We have a Time Oracle Mystery, which has the different spells. Temporal Distortion, Time Skip, and these are all focus spells. And then we have the Adventure, and then we have Mindscapes. Now, Mindscapes is basically the mental realms and the world of dreams. So this is where, like, I guess in a way you could say if you watched Doctor Strange, the first movie, that's where a lot of that stuff happens. And that's where this is basically taking place. Which... yeah, I would have a hard time doing this. So there's different statistics for it. There are rituals used to do this. And I didn't delve into it much, but then you dive into psychic duels. I would imagine that this is going to work a lot like a social duel, or I'm going to call it a social duel. That's what's coming to my mind. With the exception of the twists and turns of using psychics. And then we have a psychic duelist archetype. Somebody who specializes in psychic duels. We have the Mindsmith, which looks like he's got a Githyanki sword to me. And their feats, of course. We have, this is a new dedication. We have the Sleepwalker dedication, which is somebody who walks in your dreams. We have the Last Dream, which is an adventure, which teaches you about using the mind as a playground, so to speak. Now, then we have all the spell and item lists for the whole book in the back. It's a great reference chart, and the glossary and index. So, the Dark Archive. It is quite possibly my favorite book of the year at this point. It gives a lot of stuff that we didn't normally get, and they took a different approach to it. There's a lot of archetypes in this book. There's 2 classes basically, but there's 15, maybe 20 archetypes plus spells and curses and hazards and different types of not events, the cults and everything. There's a little bit for everyone in this book. Plus the fact that almost in every chapter they give you an adventure to teach you how to use that section of the book. Great job, Paizo. I am pleased. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope it wasn't too long. Please like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm Matt Lemke, or Through Gamer Goggles, Gamer-Goggles, Gamer Goggles. All of the above. It doesn't really matter. Questions, comments, likes, things you want to talk about from the Dark Archive, comments below, please. Have a good day. Hi guys, meet the Nibbles, who's gonna go down. She just decided not to go down my back, so we'll do this for her so she's comfy. Thanks for watching my video, and I appreciate it. Please hit the like button and share it if you know somebody who might be interested. And of course, there's always Twitter and the Facebook thingy, and soon I have a newsletter coming. That'll be down there or in a link below, and my kitty cat loves that idea. So anyway, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, subscribe. Be a part of my community, our community. Let's make it grow together. See you guys
at a con somewhere, or a local store, or if I'm driving through the country, maybe a game club. I don't know, you're not going to go knock down my camera. Bye, guys.